laying the groundwork. They continue to make major moves. Now the talks are Kelsey Plum is on the trade block. They're looking to move off of Kelsey Plum. She's only under contract for this season. They are so bad to the point where she might not want to come back, and they don't want to just lose her for nothing. They could be gaining assets through trading Kelsey Plum that could help them land.
The whole business side of professional sports has now fallen into complete chaos, and basketball fans all around the world are frozen in total shock after the biggest and most secret executive leak in sports history. What was secretly planned behind closed doors as a multi-million-dollar plan to build a powerful team has now gone far beyond every league privacy agreement. The Los Angeles Sparks are now trying to take control of the whole league by making a huge multi-million-dollar trade to move five-time All-Star Kelsey Plum so they can quickly free up salary cap space, sell off big assets, and build a huge, unbeatable team completely around the once-in-a-generation star, Caitlin Clark. But while this huge trade was being finished, the biggest fight inside the business suddenly started. Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White has now stepped in to stop the trade, saying publicly that she will never let this deal happen. But now the real truth has come out. Caitlin Clark is officially finished with Stephanie White's coaching, and she does not want to play even one more minute under her strict system. Now the countdown to the complete collapse of the Fever organization has officially reached zero. The time when athletes stayed quiet and simply followed orders is over. The league's legal system is now breaking apart because of huge public pressure, and a major change in the balance of power in sports has officially started. To understand why this unbelievable trade is being called the most dangerous move ever seen in professional sports, we have to look at the tough and careful planning of the Los Angeles Sparks front office. The Sparks leaders realized that if they wanted to get a once-in-a-generation player like Caitlin Clark, they could not just offer normal trade packages. They had to build a powerful team with so many valuable resources that no superstar in their right mind could turn it down. In a shocking late-night decision, the Sparks put multi-time champion and star guard Kelsey Plum on the trade market. By trading away Plum's contract that was about to end and her huge value in the market, the Sparks did not just open up a huge amount of salary cap space, they also completely cleared the path for Caitlin Clark to come in as the clear and unquestioned leader of the Los Angeles franchise.
Dang. The LA Sparks are going to end up getting Caitlin Clark. He wasn't pulling it out of thin air, and you see them making moves as we speak. You saw them go and sign Kate Martin. Now, take a look at this. Head coach Lynn Roberts is going to get fired. I'm just putting it out there. I'm letting y'all know now. I know she's going to get fired. She knows she's going to get fired. Kelsey Plum's about to get traded. It's a bunch going down. Take a look here. This is Lynn Roberts. They asked her about her job security, being that the GM just got fired. You're going to want to stick around. I got a bunch in this one. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think we underachieved last year, and this year's still going. We tripled our wins last year from the year before. I think, for where we want to get, that's not where we want to be. But, tripling wins from one year to the next in my first year, I don't think that's underachieving. This year, we have not hit our stride. We've played one game with everybody on our roster healthy. We've been injured all year. Hopefully we can get KP and Cam back. Our whole system's designed.
The Sparks are slowly breaking apart their old team so they can build a brand new, fast and exciting West Coast team made especially to fit Caitlin Clark's amazing passing skills and her incredible long-distance shooting. This is a bold move from the top that is completely rebuilding the team, and it has left team executives all across the country shocked, showing that the Sparks are willing to let go of even the biggest legends just to protect the future of the sport. The main news media is trying very hard to make this look like normal team changes, but the financial plans tell a completely different story. This is a carefully planned business move made to create the very first trillion-dollar women's sports dynasty on the West Coast, and nothing can stop it. But while the paperwork for this historic move was being completed by league officials, a huge roadblock was suddenly put in place by Indiana head coach Stephanie White. She realized that losing Caitlin Clark would permanently destroy her own career, her team's billion-dollar value, and the authority she still had, so White started a desperate and emotional campaign to stop the whole deal. Leaked information from the secure Indiana facility says that White made emergency phone calls while yelling at league executives, strongly pointing to contract rules, transfer regulations, and legal details as she tried to stop Clark from going to Los Angeles.
So I'm not even close to thinking that we are underachieving at all.
Now, she knows her job is on the line. She's about to get fired. The LA Sparks are 10-12. They're not going to make the playoffs again under her. She knows she's on the way out. Take a look at this. Sparks coach shuts down brutal season. And this is the key part where she tried to say, oh, we're one game out of the playoffs. It says that's the goal, the plan. We'll get healthy. I'm not buying into the narrative that we're having some brutal season. This is a process. We've had adversity. Lynn Roberts is going to get fired, you guys. I'm letting that be known right now. And they are looking to move Kelsey Plum. You got all the fans already blasting Lynn Roberts. Now, I'm telling you the moves that they are continuing to make. Take a look at this here. The LA Sparks practice facility in El Segundo construction update. State-of-the-art facility expected to open in 2027. So they're going to have a brand new facility here in Los Angeles. And this is going to be big because Caitlin Clark is going to have, she's coming from a brand new state-of-the-art facility in Indiana that they built. She's also going to be in one when she eventually gets to LA if this thing goes down. Now, that is another move that they're making. New facilities. They're going to get a new coach, a new GM. They're going to bring in a whole new infrastructure around this deal. I'm telling you, man,
Stephanie White said both in public and in private, I cannot and will not let this team lose its most valuable player. But her desperate attempt to keep control has completely gone wrong. Instead of keeping Clark under her control, this strong effort to block the move has started a huge player rebellion inside her own locker room. The idea that the coach is fully in charge has completely fallen apart, and now the whole basketball world is watching a direct and emotional battle between a desperate coach trying to save her job and a once-in-a-generation superstar who has officially decided she is done being trapped under average leadership. Fans reacted right away, and the backlash has been huge, with millions of people demanding that White be removed immediately because they believe she tried to stop the sport from moving forward naturally.
It would make sense to at least hear what other teams are saying. The answer is still ultimately no.
What team would go to get Kelsey Plum right now? And they could just wait.
Indiana could make the move. Well, Indiana might not make the move, but a winning team could make the move. A Golden State Valkyries could use a Kelsey Plum. You get a bunch of picks and young assets from the Valkyries, and then you use those picks and assets to go and get Caitlin Clark.
Because like initially, I think quick shout out to Hunter Cruz did like a trade piece not too long ago, mentioned the Golden State Valkyries as a Kelsey Plum team. And I was like, you know what? Would be a fascinating fit. You just need like a pure, we need an actual number one scoring option. It's like, you know what? That would make some sense.
I like the idea of Kelsey Plum. I like the idea of Kelsey Plum and the Golden State Valkyries. If I'm the Golden State Valkyries, we are the 3 seed, one game out of the 1 seed. We can deal with that later.
I mean, look, the talks are heating up. Kelsey Plum, you're either going to lose her in the offseason for nothing, or you can get something, you can get assets for her now. I don't see.
The hard truth that Stephanie White does not want to accept is that Caitlin Clark has completely moved on from the Indiana system for good. Behind the scenes, the relationship between the superstar and the coaching staff has completely fallen apart, and no amount of public statements or damage control can fix it anymore. For months, Clark dealt with passive-aggressive press conferences, a very strict offensive system, and a complete lack of protection from the team when she was being physically targeted on the court. But after the Los Angeles Sparks offered her a golden chance to become an even bigger global star, Clark has officially used her huge influence. Sources close to her say she gave a firm and direct ultimatum to the team's owners. She will not step onto the court. She will not take part in promotional events, and she will not work with the current coaching staff under any conditions if this trade is stopped. Clark has completely gone around Stephanie White's authority and is now speaking directly with top investors and league partners to make sure her move to the West Coast happens. The balance of power has now completely changed. The player is now setting the rules, and the coach's desperate efforts to stop her are only making the destruction of her own career happen even faster.
Seasons, just rough decision-making process from the Dominique Malunga trade for Kelsey Plum, giving up Sarah Ashley Barker, trading Rakia Jackson for Arrow.
Yo, that GM that got fired made some horrible moves. How do you give up Sarah Ashley Barker, who you took in the top 10, who was balling, played well as a rookie? Now she's a starter. She's a starter in Portland. You gave up Rakia Jackson. Granted, she tore her ACL after, but giving up Rakia Jackson for Ariel Atkins, that GM had to go. That's crazy work.
Atkins giving out all of those bad contracts, just down the board, a lot of bad decisions from that front office. So we'll see what the direction is at the deadline. If I had to imagine, this is an ownership decision. If ownership believes that Kelsey Plum is not coming back and they want to pivot from here, they want to move into like more of a rebuild, a retooling period without Kelsey Plum, get younger, get off of these long-term deals, then why not trade her now? 1-year deal, you trade a lot to get her, the number 2 overall pick. So if there's going to be a trade that's going to happen, who could do it? The one team I look at as a serious contender for this is the Golden State Valkyries. Golden State's roster is so well built around not having a number 1 option. They have Gabby Williams, who's a great player, but not your number 1. Veronica Burton, a lot of wings, Cecilia Zandolazini, Janelle Salon. They got the defense too with Kia Stokes at the 5. They have a lot of defense, athletes, wing depth.
We are now at a historic moment that could permanently change the future of professional women's sports forever. The old way of doing things, led by desperate coaches who are trying to make once-in-a-generation players simply obey, is being completely overwhelmed by the growing financial and cultural power of athletes. By trading away Kelsey Plum and offering Caitlin Clark the chance to lead an unquestioned basketball empire, the Los Angeles Sparks have created what is being called the perfect model for the modern sports world. Will the league's front office step in and force Stephanie White to resign before the entire Indiana franchise is hit by a complete fan-led financial boycott?
A friend of mine, and I care about her, and this is the hard part in sports, right? But right now I'm just, focused on the team.
Sense of urgency kind of heightened, or has it already been kind of there already?
Like, what do you mean?
The sense of urgency of like.
I mean, we've had the sense of urgency all season. We've had just peaks and valleys with how we've played and who we've had active and injured and stuff. But I feel like we're playing.
Now, Lynn Roberts, she understands the pressure is on her as a coach because there's no guarantee that you're gonna like make it. There's no guarantee that this ownership group is gonna keep you around. The ownership group may be scouring around for a coach that already has a great relationship with Caitlin Clark. They're gonna be looking to make a partnership. And I think, listen, man, things are happening behind the scenes. I 100% believe things are happening, and there's a chance that this thing could take a turn. Okay, this is courtesy of ESPN. It says the Sparks, they missed the playoffs the last 5 seasons and are currently 10-11, just out of playoff in 9th place. They're coming off consecutive victories, though, having defeated Indiana Wednesday and Chicago on Friday. It says the assistant GMs will take over. Okay, and this thing is.
Or will this huge multi-million-dollar battle end with Caitlin Clark officially wearing the purple and gold colors under the bright billion-dollar lights of Los Angeles? One thing is certain. Sports fans all around the world are watching this historic fight for power very closely. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications right now, because this trade battle has reached its biggest and most intense moment, and the next major surprise could change sports history forever.